3, 2, 1, and we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the finals day at the Masters Veterans and Legends World Cup in Jaca. It's 2024, and we're back in this beautiful part of the Pyrenees in northeastern Spain, in this beautiful arena, the Pabellón de Hielo. Woo! My tongue needs a stretch.
Pabellón de Hielo.
Thank God. Thank God, everyone, for Michael Enright, who's going to join me here to call the ball for this fabulous quarterfinal match in the Masters division between Team Canada and Team Australia. Thanks for joining me, Mike.
You're very welcome. Real exciting to be here. Team Canada, very, very powerful team. Not only is it known for ice hockey, obviously, but their inline team has been sensational, obviously finishing in second last year in the Masters to Team USA. They've increased their speed this year and become much more cohesive. Australia, on the other end, they have improved leaps and bounds since they started coming to me. Why wouldn't you agree?
I'm astonished at the way that they've developed their side, and they've brought a lot of exceptional talent in. Some new guys sporting their typical Aussie ironic mustaches. They have come in and played themselves into this tournament very well, earned their place here at the quarterfinals. Had a tough game against GB, and maybe could have done something a little bit more, but GB were looking great. And powerful. The GB side stepping up to the plate. So the level is rising all the time, from the top, from the middle, and from the bottom. And these Aussies have got to hope that, although a big task in front of them, that it's still a possibility that they could do something here and maybe make it to a semi-final.
You know, it's interesting, as time has gone on, Aussies took a little bit from every team they've been playing against and build up their own brand and their own characteristics of playing ice hockey, or inline hockey rather, and it's really impressive to see their improvement. But this will be good. It might be down to goaltenders today. We'll see.
It could be, and that's really almost like the purest intention of the whole movement that we've got here at Miwa, is the idea that people can come to these international championships and take what they see from the others, sometimes the bigger names and the bigger titans in inline, and they take it back home to their clubs. They're already the managers, they're the team leaders, they're the organizers of leagues and so on, and so they get to share that experience, and through that method we grow the sport, and we share the love for and passion for the sport that we like. Clever little move there by Canadian number 4. Flap that puck back down. How's it playing, Michael? You've been playing out there a couple times there. What do you think? Have you played on this surface yet?
Yeah, I've been on this surface for a couple of games now. We have a game today at 5:45 against the Czechs. The floor is great. Large surface. Very different game than playing on the Joker floor, a little bit smaller. But what you see here in the first minute and 10 seconds here, obviously Australia playing the box. They want to make sure they're going to prevent once they're in their zone. Canada coming in with speed, but you're going to notice different ways to break down the box from Team Canada. It's all about speed and deception. Let's see if the Aussies can handle it.
Noticeable size difference too. I mean, just from this perspective here, you got some pretty big units, some tall guys on the Canadian side, and it's a contrast to the Australians. Might be costly, but that's really dangerous. Look, that's just such experience telling you there. You know that leaving a player so far up there is so dangerous, and the Canadians just. Daryl Moore, super experienced, number 91, Team USA IIHF coach, or trainer, physio. So he's around the big leagues in hockey. Australia have got a little bit of firepower here, though, and they can be quick. But I think it's going to be really tough for them to break down these man mountains. Canada looking really confident on the puck as well, too.
Yeah, you notice that last rush, Australia came in, they instead of shooting when they had the chance to shoot, they made a move and nothing came to fruition, and both players ended up being caught. You don't have that opportunity often, you take the shot.
It was noticeable in their game against GB that, you know, despite the fact that the Australians have plenty of pace and plenty of movement in the way going forward, sometimes their finish might have been a little less than sharp. End product is what it's all about at the end. Talking about mountains, there he is, Jamie Visser, playing with Phil Boudreau, the Spanish leader in terms of inline. He lives here in Spain and plays prolifically in the Spanish leagues and coaches. You often find him along as a coach for the senior men's at the Worlds. Dangerous slap shot.
Yeah.
Lots of Canadian bodies around. It looks like they've got an extra man out there.
There he is.
Phil Boudreau.
Mr. Visser, number 63. That's someone you want to keep sleeping. You don't want to wake him up.
Yeah. Yes, a turn of pace that completely is hidden by his size and stature. It's a big Mack truck, but he's got a diesel engine under there. And
sure.
when it revs, black smoke everywhere. Pretty big unit himself.
Nice little play there.
Aussie player, captain. This will help settle the Aussies a little bit. Just a little bit of time on the puck, just to collect. But I don't think Canada are going to wait around and let them settle. They're going to snatch it right off them. The hammer now. Geez, he's got a free ticket to Rome.
Off the pipe.
Look at that strength. Hammond playing quite strong these days. I saw him playing Roccaraso in the Worlds in his last turn for Canada Senior Men's a few years ago, and at that pace, you know, he looked like it was his time. Here, he stands out. Just look at that turn. Smart, knows where to pick it. Oh, almost outdid his own self in that little deke.
Well, he's a great shooter, but they may not be paying him to make moves like that.
He'll be disappointed going back to the bench. He'll have wanted more from that.
For sure.
Canadian defense looking strong here too. I think Aussies have got a big ask in front of them. A lot of Canadian promise. A lot of big talk about meeting Team USA in the final. Of course, anyone who's been watching at all on miwa.org, www.miwa.org, and the YouTube channel, Miwa, MIHWA, you guys will have seen that Team USA are going to be very hard to beat, practically signing their names on that gold medal already. So we could be setting up right here for a repeat of that final of last year.
Yeah, this tournament goes quick. Just before you think you're going to be in one position, you can be in another. In
Stockdale takes 2 bites. And the Aussie keeper just able to handle the pressure.
Yeah, big hello to my family back home, Priscilla, Joey, Benjamin, and the rest of my family. Miss you guys. I'll be home soon.
Yeah, we always we forget a little bit about the exceptional sacrifice that we ask of our families while we all come abroad here and volunteer our time and our efforts to create this tournament. So, you know, while I'm thanking a lot of the staff and the volunteers around here, we can certainly be thankful of our families. So, yeah. Cheers, missus. Cheers, little Thea, for letting Daddy go and play some hockey. But look at what we get to witness. Absolute top class, top drawer hockey across the board, inline ice or anything. This is amazing sport for these guys who are our tender age. It's a delight. We get the best seats in the house for the best sport in the house, and so it's a great pleasure to do it. Join us live and on Hockey Site. So click on the website, go to the tournament center, click on your veterans, legends, or masters, schedules, stats, everything you could possibly want from the Excite brand and Tracy Hoka, who's done a super job in building us a user-friendly data service that just covers absolutely everything you could want to know and more. Stocky just ties the Aussies up in knots.
But that's the right play. You have nothing, you bring it back, reset, get your speed going back in.
I think this patience could be the one thing, and I've often said it before, is if the USA have, certainly at Masters level, if they have any weaknesses at all, and they are few, it could be their patience. And if the Canadians are allowed to frustrate them with this pace change and with the sort of dominance on the puck, then that might be the one, the it factor.
Yeah, for sure. It's a chess match, as they say. Oh, we got a penalty here. Team Canada going in the box. Kind of a selfish penalty here, not needed. Aussie skater just trying to forecheck, and Henderson stood in the way there.
Yeah, Andy playing a little old school rules there. You played with him before?
Only against. Only against. Great player, though.
This Canadian side is stacked. Aussies, though, only behind by 1 goal. Could change a bit of momentum here and put the Canadians on the back foot. Canadians are often a little nervous when it comes to stuff like this. They feel that they almost should be in finals and forget to sometimes really dig deep and earn it. They're going to have to earn this one just the same. Aussies, no slouches. A real bogey club could sneak up on you. This is their chance to do just that. Good little power play of the Aussies. Maybe a little static. I'd like to see some more movement. Oh, it's good. Dangerous. Oh, still spits out for them. And they continue. Canada really defending. Whoa. Oh, big shot. Big chance. The rebound off the post still fell to them. The Aussies were just magnetizing the sticks. And Canada failed to defend.
And that's the improvement we're talking.
They were quite flat in terms of their movement, but it was just making the Canadians do all the dancing. The score is 1-1. It's back even. Canada needs to light up. Of course, they have all the time in the world to be able to do that. They're so confident in their puck control. You could see the ice hockey in it, can't you? When you're watching it from here, it's an ice style similar to the Czechs. You know, when you watch Czechs play back in the day, they're not here with the Masters team, and we're much the poorer for it because we'd love to see a kind of a clash of the monsters there.
Yeah, much like the U.S. when we first started playing this game internationally, we weren't ready for a patient game our game was normally north-south, skating hard. Canadians as well, that was their game for a while, and we figured out by taking some of the ideas from the Czechs and the French on how to play this game, and we've adapted our own style. So the Canadians certainly have done that.
No surprise that there's a kind of an ice hockey flavor to this game as number 38, Shigera, goes off. Tampa and Buffalo in his curriculum vitae. Yeah, those ones. the real deal. Tell him, someone, if you want to dare, that inline hurts your ice game.
Right.
Wah, wah. But inline's a little different, there's a different flavor to it, there's a different way to play, and just because you're good on the ice doesn't necessarily mean that you've got total domination here. The French prove that because they play what we all sort of say and argue is a pure inline game. Fearsomely quick, attacking, similar to the US as well too. It's really run and gun. Team USA now also with the addition of Bryn Morris, who kind of plays the Dave Hammond role for you guys, settles the puck down, changes pace, really controls things, uses patience. So Team USA really broadening their playbook and makes them so formidable.
Yeah, Brenner is a fantastic defenseman, great leader in the locker room. Super happy to have him back.
Hammer ringing the bell. Not for the first time, even just in this match, and certainly not in the tournament. He's so great going forward. He really is deadly. It's a turn of speed that's really unexpected. Just a little duff pass there. Couldn't quite get collected by the big fella, Visser. Jamie now at the back. Aussies with a bit of time on the puck, and this will do them some good. If they hold on for a little while longer, they might be able to just set something up for themselves. Currently, it's just watching Canada skate. Now the Aussies with some time. Let's see what they can do and put together a little bit of their game plan.
Good pace though, back and forth. It's been even. I would say maybe a little tilt 60-40 Canada, but good pace.
Certainly on possession anyway, but I think the Aussies have got plenty of tools in their toolkit, and the score tells you about where this game is. You get a sense though that Canada, when they really want to, just could turn up the dial one notch, and that would make the difference. Maybe sometimes Team Canada, if they're not tested, they don't push it too far. Conservation of energy, conservation of momentum. Case in point there. Not rushing, just planning the Canadians. Number 91, Moore. Now just drifting for a little stretch. Blundy here as well too. Cycling in the neutral zone, if you want to call it that.
Canada knows the dam will break eventually. It's just a matter of time. That's why they're very patient with the puck. They stick to the system because they believe in what they're doing.
It'll really be up to the Aussies to not get drawn on that, to not get sucked in and get a little bit mesmerized. The Canadians, they're really cycling really well. Looks super clean, and all those 1%. I was talking with Huntsy for the other Team Canada game that they played yesterday or the day before. We're talking a little bit about the 1%, all the little things that you do that add up to big deals, like not having to stretch for a pass, and not having to take a pass on your backhand, not having to skate back too far. It's conservation of energy by nailing down the little things, and all of the little things adding up to one big. Makes it look clean, and the Canada look clean.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And they make it easy for the next player getting the puck too. They don't make it difficult. And that's the key to success. You want to make it easy for the next player getting that puck.
Makes a difference on these big pitches in the heat here in Spain. It's quite warm, although they don't even consider it summer yet. The big pitch, it's a long tournament. These guys have played a lot, and, we're, of a certain age. So energy conservation is a key. That played a big factor in the GB game earlier on. So talented, those guys, and have built such a good engine for themselves in terms of their approach. But maybe just running out of gas. Canada painting by numbers here. Australia with a little bit of a breakout chance. Could be supported. Oh, good. Backhand. Tested.
That is the one deterrent when you're trying to break the box. If you have 3 of your players caught deep and there's that turnover, it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. So it's really important as a player, if you're not relevant in the play, you get out of there sooner.
First real test for Canadian keeper number 35, Justin Young. Well, that felt like a big thud. Well recovered. There's definitely a slight inconsistency, maybe a theme so far with the numbers on the sheet and the numbers on the shirt. So I'll go with the shirt, and as soon as I can confirm definitively who's in the sticks for Team Canada, I will correct the record anon. Team Canada now under a little bit of pressure. Aussies stepping up a bit. Plenty of good players, some of them with a slight Canadian twinge to their accents.
Great block by the defenseman right there.
Yeah, Aussies defending well. Canada could have more, and the Aussies are making it hard for them. And they're making their chances too. Aussie number 50 had a spot. Was Canadians counterattack.
Boom.
And so clean, so precise on the pass. And the NHLer, Shigera, takes the Canadians up by 2-1 with just 2 minutes left in the half. This is the for a potential silver or gold. There's plenty more to play, and as I was saying a little bit about energy conservation, that's got to be a part of the tournament strategy as well, not just throw your best players on and get them to score as many goals as possible. You've got to strategize, and that's part of the job that Mika Trepanier and his Pure Maple program are applying right across all of the Team Canada infrastructure, juniors and seniors, men's and women's, right across the board.
Yeah, you can, as we're watching Mika right now talk about strategy, you can tell his passion for the sport. He has a vision on what he wants to have accomplished, and he's just creating buy-in with his players. And he wants to grow that sport as well. It's impressive.
We've got Pablo Navarro right back down there on the bench where he was in Brunico in our first iteration there. PGKA man who knows an awful lot about coaching and developing hockey. And he's back in the side, and Team Canada look much the better for it. Look at this. Solid. Aussies not defeated yet. And they're making chances too, so could go either way still. We've only got 1:54 left in the first half. That went quick. Canada's got good hands too. They win a lot of the 50-50s, eh?
Thor was in the right spot. They're always in the right spot, preparing for either the forward motion or a turnover. So that's why they're always getting these loose pucks.
Yeah, hockey brains. And it's every little element of that comes into play. Big, talented Aussie Adams going forward. Trying to do something a little bit of a superhuman effort to try and unpick an issue.
Yeah, it's one thing about the Aussies. They will not go away. They will keep scrapping. They will keep fighting, clawing, trying to get their way back in the game.
Aussie is one of the original members of the Miwa movement, the Masters inline hockey here right from the get-go, and have every year, without fail, traveled all that way at great expense and great time away, and really truly made this a world event from the start. Now we've grown and have a multitude of different teams from all around the world, but the Aussies really are owed a tremendous kudos and props for keeping us going as a world event right from the get-go. 14 years. I don't know how many, if you added up all the flight miles, it wouldn't go down well with the environmentalists.
I hope they're part of a Sky Miles club.
Yeah, some green carbon credit thing. They can't swim here, so we're glad they make it across that huge journey every time. Look, hands on Hammond still, and then the rebounds pop out neatly. Okay, big chance now. Australia going forward. Number 50, slap shot from a little wide.
Oh, he shot that because time was running out.
Yeah, he knew he had to have a go, and there wasn't any time left, so well played. Maybe if he had another few seconds, he might have done a little bit more with that, and things would have been different. But going to the half, we've got Canada 2, and only just, and Australia 1. And yeah, this is not the one-sided whitewash you might have expected.
Yeah, like I said, the Aussies aren't going away. They're getting turnovers, and their push is usually a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 back the other way. So, 20 more minutes coming up, and it could be anybody's game.
Number 50, Jeff Samborski, great player, fit, and can really get amongst it. It's my pleasure to take you through some of our special sponsors for this tournament this year. And it's none other than my compatriot and colleague here, Michael, who's been building the partnership and relationships we've got with all of these guys. Certainly we have a great deal of thanks to extend to Carl Bryan and Focus.com, the coaching program for elite business coaches. You can build a six-figure income coaching business through his program, and I encourage you guys warmly to get in touch with him if you are a player, an elite player, an elite coach, and you want to develop a good coaching business, as often people do after their elite sports careers, then I encourage you guys to get in touch with Carl and Focus.com and see if you can build that with him. We've got Champion, your man, Chris The Rock, building his business in the hockey world. So we've got Champion who are supporting us, and so check them out, newly established hockey outfitters, and yeah, he's a player too, so his stuff is really top drawer for the players. You know, he knows what people want and what people need, so he can supply that. So check out Champion, check out Lebeda, who are always a consistent wheel supplier, and they're always here in force, representing Team USA as players as well as suppliers, and so they've been with us for a long time, since the Miwa days. We've got Onyx Bar in town here. We've got Stilmat, who are our friends and colleagues, and they do everything they can to help fit us with the boards and the floors every year, and they do us a super deal. Joker Floor, which we've used the Copa del Rey, the King's Cup here in Spain. We used the Joker Floor. Let's not forget Slide Sports and Alex, the Team España player who worked really hard to get a Spanish team here together and is using his business prowess in as a Bauer sales rep here in Spain to provide some kits. And he's got a nice pop-up tent out there. So, you know, if it wasn't for these guys and many more, we would really struggle. So we depend upon the sponsorship and the financial support and these partnerships to deliver these games. We're a non-profit society, so, you know, we don't have any big backers. So we rely on these cool people who are passionate about the sport to help deliver and pay for the expenses and the floors, the boards, the equipment that we need, the streaming service, the T-shirts for the staff and the volunteers. We're all here sacrificing their time and sacrificing their effort to help us out. We couldn't do it without them. It's essential. Thank you all.
Just for the folks back home, to give you an idea of where this tournament is, Jaca, Spain, that's Jaca. Spain is basically at the foot of the Pyrenees Mountains, and the city is just so beautiful, very quaint, people are so nice, and the weather is absolutely outstanding. Before coming here, we took a look, and they said 60s and rainy every day. And we get here, and the nights have been about between 40 and 50 degrees, but then the day goes to 75, zero humidity, and it's very predictable, this weather. And
I'll just translate for you for the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah, Fahrenheit and Celsius.
In real money, that's about 20, 25 degrees every day. And that's, for me, that's too hot. It's hot for these players. It's not too bad in this big bowl of an arena that we get to play in, which is really lovely. But it's a bit wham in the day. That's fair to say. But night, it's just cool enough to wander around. We went out for dinner last night and had a really lovely time talking about hockey and everything else. Sat in a lovely little square with trees and fountains and just T-shirts and shorts, and had a delightful time. And these Spanish locals are delightful hosts, warmly welcoming us to their home and helping us put on this hockey club. So thank you to them.
All right, here we go.
Part 2 in this quarterfinal matchup between Team Canada and Team Australia. So much promise held by the Australians, coming here with a superb side, a superb plan, an exceptional talent with the ability to go further. Canada not winning this at a canter at all, just edging it, but only just slightly. And Australians must believe that they could nick one here. And wouldn't that be a turn up for the books? Towering figure of David Hammond. Intention not to let that happen. He wants to see Team USA in front of him again. So he says to me earlier today when I caught up with him. Hammond also a big figure in the PGKA outfit, working closely with Pablo, going around the world and developing their inline hockey programs. Hammond also a big figure in development of inline hockey Africa, living in Namibia as he does with his family and working on the Namibian side. Good side too, played at Worlds, and they're a talented bunch emerging in Africa, and I know he's at the center of developing the inline hockey in that continent. Love to see a team from there.
Yeah, realistically, you've been playing this sport long enough. You want to give back as much as possible, and that's how you grow the sport. So kudos to him for doing that, because that area of the world, I'm sure, is reaping the rewards of some amazing talent.
I often asked him when he ever is at home, and he makes a funny face when I talk about that. Doesn't like to talk about the amount of time he spends away abroad. Did mention that it might be saving his marriage, though, so, you know, swings and roundabouts.
Personally, for me, it's being married to someone from Brazil. It's really important that I support that culture down there as well with the sport. Amparo, No Limits Hockey has done a tremendous job with their group and their program, and big things to come in the future for them.
Team Canada sort of in pretty much the driving seat here. Australia kind of doing an awful lot of desperate defending. Not too much of a serious attack, but if you feel like the Canadians could score at any minute now here, with the Aussies doing everything that they can to get rid. Not getting any time on the puck. It's so frustrating. They're going to have to do a little bit of stretching to dispossess these Canadians. They look so cool. As you were mentioning, Brazil is a real emerging force in the inline hockey world. Spoke to Rafa at the beginning of the tournament. He had so many hopes as well too, thinking that he was bringing a really strong side, but the strength across the board is on the rise here in inline, certainly at the Masters level, and Brazil struggled a little bit this year.
Yeah, they ran into a couple of tough teams, a little disappointed in the outcome, but they'll be back. And they'll be better and faster.
Got a great pool of talents to choose from as well too, and as you know, having been there and been a part of the development programs in Brazil, there's plenty of emerging talent, and all they have to do is grow up, and we'll be seeing them at the Masters level and hopefully at the men's too. Fisher having his little dig. He wouldn't like to be the Aussie keeper and seeing that rolling up on you like a truck with no brakes.
That's exactly what it is.
Wonder if he's got a Jake brake and you can hear it as he's rolling up. Otherwise, how do you stop him?
Close your eyes and just get in the way.
There's no runaway lane. Team Canada now looking really confident and totally in control. They're setting all the pace here. They're deciding how the game is going to be played. Aussies have got to try and do something. It's such a tough gig to just defend on your toes all the time. Feel the burn in your calves. Canada will apply the tactic of frustration. They'll wait.
Aussie's doing something kind of like a 1-2-1 here.
Whoa. Handy little deflection off the stick. And the Aussies are saved again. Doing enough to defend, you know, the Aussies. Maybe the Canadians aren't exactly ramping it up to high gear in order to score. They're content to just wait for a tidy plate of biscuits and a nice cup of tea on their plate before they take their chance. That might be a bit too English of a reference.
Yeah, we'd go with burger and fries.
Yeah, they're waiting for a burger and fries and plenty of ketchup just to arrive on their table, door service, before they push themselves too hard. Waiting for Uber Eats to bring the food to them.
Big money in that business.
Despite the fact that I look the way that I look, I've never really been interested in takeaway food. Defies belief that I've managed to build myself quite this gut.
I don't know if we're getting busier and busier or lazier and lazier to need Uber Eats. It's one or the other. Probably busier.
Beer doesn't help. Look, it's obvious why we're having a chat a little off topic here, because we've gone into a quiet period. Team Canada, well, okay, commentators curse. I say it and it happens, you know. Alakazam, Alakazoo. I say it's quiet, and so do you. Oh, no, it isn't. Shajara maybe just getting a little bit bored and deciding that now is the time to execute and lift some spirits, knock us out of our lull, wake us up from the chair. And there you go. Now Aussies have got to wonder, what can they do against an attack like that? They were mesmerized. Like in the Jungle Book, when the snake starts to do the twirly eyes.
The old 6-hole, they call it, between the body and the arm on that shot.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where he was shooting it.
Yeah, he planned it before he even touched the puck. Aussies have got to give their heads a shake and get back on top of it. Battle is on now, lads. No reason why you couldn't nick one back. Opportunities will come, but you can't be sat. Don't watch the hands on this Canadian shell game.
Nice save.
Great Aussie save. But they never get it for long. Canadians just steal it back. Blundy now. Efficient at the back. Shishera. Stockdale. Blundy and Shishera. Just tightening the noose here a little bit. Almost looks like a power play. Shishera winding up now. I think he wants to feel a bit of wind in his hair.
That's the only byproduct of the negative byproduct about the box. If you're standing still and holding the box and there's a turnover, you're not moving your feet to get that puck.
Stuck.
And if you're cycling like Team Canada is, they're always going to get that loose puck.
Watch for this little whippet now. Not the biggest lad, but one of the best. Phil Boudreau playing across the divisions at the tender age of 50. Still very much a figure. Oh, 51, say no more.
How impressive.
Now Boudreau and Morgan.
A little bit of a battle in front with Visser. I'd leave that guy alone if I were you.
God help you if he falls on you. Could be like one of those documentaries where they got to get a log off of somebody's leg before they drown. Need to bring in a big cat to get him back up on his feet. At least if he did fall on you, though, it'd be a nice experience because he's one of the most loveliest, gentle giants you've ever want to meet in your life. Superb, decent geezer. Great player.
That is true. Pleasant surprise.
Hammer drops the hammers and turns back. It's obviously on the plan sheet in the dressing room. Frustrate, hold on, be patient, no stress. You only need to win by one, and Canada will probably be just quite happy to just let the time filter away. Whoa, there, centering pass on the Aussies. Just a little mistake exploited by Team Canada and a little mini chance. And a bobbling puck just denies Smulders from a potential pot. Aussies now on the puck. Move forward, good too. And they've got a little bit of that hockey smarts as well. Hammers hunting. Oh, good compression. Got to be careful in Europe because that could result in a penalty, but I think that was good, fair, shoulder-to-shoulder boards compression. Like to see just enough of that in this game. I mean, that's a part of the American game a lot, isn't it? There's some physicality there.
Yeah, Americans, Canadians, even some of the European teams, especially if you have the ice hockey background, a little bumping's no big deal, and it's nice to see the refs let some of that game go.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's a nice part of the game, and it's tricky to find the balance all the while. I know that there's often chirp about refereeing in terms of how they advantage this or that team, but this is the game we're playing, and this is where we're at, so this is what you've got to play.
That's it. They ref both sides. I do find the refs are easily swayed by the volume of someone's voice at times if they want a penalty called, but that's human nature.
We all fight for what we think is ours. Oh, this is a nice little turnover. Could potentially go all the way 55 Australia. Ooh.
You got a piece of that.
Absolutely. That was a big chance.
Good kick saved by the keeper for Team Canada.
Samborski. Lighten up the Aussies.
Good back check here. Up.
Yeah, that's a little unlucky. I mean, they had to run back. They were full on to try and save any dangerous attack there, and needed to do that. The Aussie captain, certainly to save the day. Nick Jones, number 13.
They will call that in every country.
Yeah, formidable figure. Worth taking the risk for it. But it's going to mean that the Aussies, with 7:31 left in the second half of the quarterfinals here at the Masters, Team Canada v Australia. Australia will have to really dig deep now to hang on. Still only 2 goals in it. Canada lead 3-1. But they are totally in the driver's seat here. They dictate the pace. They dictate the timing of their goals.
Right off the post. Good shot, nice and low.
Hammer's great at those. They're so fearsome. They just zip along the floor. Punchy and accurate. Another one. He's got a lot of time to tee it up as well, too. So difficult for the Aussies to put any pressure on these Canadians. Tipped up, comes back into play. Hammer couldn't quite control it.
Game's moving fast. We got 6 minutes left.
Yeah, it's really cooking along, despite some very quiet periods. There's a lot happening out there. Whoa, a little tip forward. And Aussies again doing just enough to clear. Really throwing their bodies at it now, the Aussies. Trying to keep the Canadians out. More. Wiggles. Oh. Tried to sneak it in just in the corner of the net. And again, the Canadians cycling on the power play, so different to some of the other teams, because the Canadian power play is just on the move, on the move, on the move. We watched the Germany v France, where an incredible France, who have underperformed throughout the entire tournament so far, have come back flying. Here's another chance. For Stamborski to put some balance back in the force, but didn't finish. Ow.
Yep, that's what he said, all right.
Olivier Chagnon just taking one for the team there on his ankle and brushing it off. And this is dangerous now too for the Aussies, because knowing they've got to roll forward a bit now and open themselves up, it's going to create the chances. And that's just what the Canadians are banking on.
Yeah, you got to change your style now to man on man and hopefully get a turnover in their zone.
Watching carefully in terms of your tactics to apply for Team USA, what do you think USA's got to do to break this down? Should they come to meet them? It's not a foregone conclusion. They've got to beat Italy again yet today, so
Well, what's interesting is as much as you go in with a strategy, say you do play Canada, both teams are going to go back to their old behaviors in a way that you have that competitive spirit where you want to go that rush north-south, but the team that slows it down and focuses on their style of play with patience is the team that'll come out on top.
An endorsement for Canada there.
Endorsement for both teams, but as hockey players, it's just in you to play a certain way.
Yeah, and then when pressure comes on, especially when you're really getting into a competitive zone, when the pressure comes on, you can kind of fall back on the old school, the original, maybe sometimes bad habits. That's why it's so important to ingrain them, because it's got to be second nature, because that's where you go when you're under the pressure. And for sure, if and when Team USA meets Team Canada, the pressure will be at its highest.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, anyone playing in the final game, every team has their role players.
1, 2, 3, Canada attack. And it was like pinball there, that puck bouncing around, and I think it might have even unluckily bounced against an Aussie player and knocked in.
But getting back to what we were saying, it's really important that each player understands their role on the team. Goal scorers score goals, fast skaters skate fast, penalty killers kill penalties. And the sooner everyone buys into that, the stronger your team's going to be.
And it really looks like the plan is being executed according exactly to the playbook for Team Canada. Australia maybe need a plan B here, knowing full well, it wouldn't be lost on them that this is going to be a super challenge for them, big hill to climb. But not at all impossible, and the Canadians can be lulled into a false sense of security. We talk a little bit about weaknesses that might exist, if any, on the USA team. Certainly in Team Canada's side, they can be complacent, they can go a little quiet, they can just switch off a little bit, take a nana nap, and that's when you get exploited. And the Aussies will for sure be sharp on that. They've got the firepower to do it. They just need to be released from their shackles, and Canada's just got them bound.
Well, we got a little bit under 3 minutes here. Let's see how the Aussies respond. Have any gas left in the tank? We'll see it here.
There's no point in storing it. They've got to blow it out now. Open the jets, pour it all in. Even at this stage, if you might think that it'd be too tough to climb back against this super side, get your name on the books, get some stats up,
You never want to tell yourself at the end of this what you could have done and what you should have done.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity here.
Nothing left on the bench now, you Aussie battlers. Time to get it all out. Could just use a little bit of luck as well, too, the Aussies. They're all right. They're going forward. They've got shape. Oh! I should get into predicting the future. Lottery numbers for next week are as follows. Just need a little bit more luck. Aussies can pop. One good bounce. Look at that stretch play. Okay. Can the captain now make something happen? Good pass. Takes it on the backhand. Aussies with members forward. Oh, good work on the stick. Good hands to get through that timber forest.
Timeout, Aussie.
This is where they throw it all in. 52, oh sorry, no, it's the timeout time. I didn't see the clock just before we went to the TO, so I'll check it out. But I think we're in the realm of 3 or 4 minutes max. Maybe 2 and a bit. 4-1. Nothing left to lose. And that could be exciting. It could make the Canadians nervous if they start really getting after it. Really jumped the shark.
Yeah, right here. This rink is so big. Spread out, puck possession, let them chase you. There's always going to be an open Canadian somewhere.
That's the thing, that the percentages that with that in their favor, Team Canada are going to be so hard to break down, even for a side as lively and as punchy as the Americans. Or now we could say the French, because look at how they've worked their way back into this tournament with a superb win over Team Germany. Team Germany have just been so tenacious, so physical right the way through. Their talisman and leader, Christian Matter, taking one for the team on every part of his body, top to toe.
Yeah, they got some revenge today.
But they will not be going through to the semis, and the French will. Oh, there's the chance! Now they're taking him.
That was a great play. Kudos to these Aussies not quitting. Minute 40 left in this game.
The Aussies in previous iterations have been on the backside of double-digit losses, and they've battled on through, but this one might even be tougher as their keeper goes in and they roll the dice. Oh, great shot. Tested the keeper off his shoulder and up into the netting and out of play.
Yeah, that's another thing about playing an unconventional team like the Aussies. Shots come at different times, plays happen different than what you're used to, and a lot of times you catch a team by surprise.
And there's something to be said for the fact that it's likely that the Canadian Americans at some point or another, certainly in North American leagues, have come across each other before. They've played together on the same or different teams. They know each other's game. There's an element of familiarity there that isn't present when you get a team from Australia or maybe a team from, like, for example, GB or others. High risk, high reward. And what else can you do? They had to roll the dice, Aussies. Just a little chirp there in the center of the ice, but that won't last. Not with Visser coming out to take a face off.
Oh no.
He'd put you on his back and wear you like a shirt. Look at that for a forecheck. Canadians keeping the pressure on, not releasing the Aussie talent.
Yeah, they know that they can skate a little bit more efficiently than the Aussies, so they've just pressed them man-to-man here.
They're so strong on the puck, and so it's really just difficult to break them down. Oh, okay, and there was just a little bit of higgledy-piggledy right in front of the net. Phil Boudreau, super experienced player, and not generally someone who I might have suspected guilty of a cheeky penalty, but he was doing probably the right thing by keeping an Aussie out of the crease and just pushed it a little too far. So, okay, look, we've got 36 seconds left in the second half of the quarterfinal. Canada v Australia. 5-1 up the Canadians. One last little bit of flourish from the Aussies, and they might just do something. And a Hail Mary shot will probably just about pop the balloon.
That's tough.
That is tough, and look, they're right to do it. There's nothing wrong, I can say. In terms of the Aussie game, I haven't seen them come out and do anything wrong. If they played a little bit more open, they were in danger. They had to play it tight for a lot of the game. They didn't need to get drawn by the Canadians and their passive play. So, I don't think there's no flaws I can point out in the Aussie game that would have changed that. I think this is just the difference in performance and class. At this level, Canada are at the very, very top. Oh, great little goal. So the Aussies, still got a little fight in them there. And good for you, Aussies, for coming out and just giving it something. Sign your name on that puck, son.
Good puck movement.
Yeah, they were great.
And the Aussies don't quit.
Canadians, I think, obviously think this is all one and done. But for 7 and a bit more seconds, it really is. Well done, you Aussie Battlers. That was a tough gig, and you knew it was going to be right from the get-go. The Canadians have absolutely applied the talented tactics that they know that they can. They're going to expect to use that later against some arguably tougher competition. But you guys, similar to Team GB, who have come in with so much promise, and Germany, these teams started at the bottom and have worked their way right up to the top, and with every justification of being here in a quarterfinal. Well played. No flaws in that game, but you are up against the mighty Maple Leafs.
Yeah, no flaws. I would even say the Aussies played above their level as well to compete, and they did what they could until they couldn't do any more. And Team Canada just found another gear and just controlled what they wanted to control.
The score and the game and the quarterfinal here at the Masters Inline Hockey World Championships is Canada 6, Australia 2, and that seals Canada's place now into the semi-final. Stay tuned with us a little bit later today. We've got Team USA versus Italy to find who's going to compete on the other side of that draw. And of course, live all day today and tomorrow, every rink for all of the matches that you can watch. And check out Hockey Site, the superb data package that we've got here for all of the scores, scores, results, schedules, and every bit of information you could possibly want in a really easy to use package. Hockey Site and the X-Site brand are super partners for us, and we're so glad to have Tracy here. So check her out and get her on board for your tournament too at home, because she's great and hands-on all the while we've been here. She's great, and her package is great too. So congratulations, Canada. Master plan is working. And commiserations, Australia. Nothing bad to say there. Nothing bad at all. Hold your hands and your sticks up high. Very, very, very well played. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later for Team USA. Thanks very much, Michael. It's always a pleasure to have you up here.
Thank you, Peter. That was a lot of fun, and good luck the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, good luck for Team USA a little bit later.